line, James Hohmann. I'm going to talk about this with W. I don't think immigration reform is that difficult. If we move to a wall on the southern border, let everybody stay and move to merit-based, it would be over. I mean, it just is not that hard to me. Do you think it's that hard?
I don't. I really don't. And I think politicians in both parties make it harder than it needs to be because they get political mileage out of it. But, anyone can sit down, and figure out what the compromise is. It's why every time the compromise ends up looking close to something similar. You can give or take a little bit here and there, but yeah, you have to give and you have to take. And you're absolutely right. If you embrace the merit system, that it solves so many of the problems.
And people talk themselves into corner, driven there by the extremes in the party. And W made some comments. He said there are natives in the Republicans. Yeah, there are. There are not that many, but they usually dominate the Twitter conversation. There are hardliners who are probably representative of the party as a whole, but the hardliners want merit and they want the wall, but they're not. I don't see anybody. I've been covering this for 25 years, and I've written about it since 2004. I've never seen anybody who's sane call for the removal of the 14 to 20 million people in the United States who are here without papers if they are not violent or somehow connected with crime. And you know that, living in the Twin Cities, the Somali population. They're largely a refugee population, not an illegal immigrant population. There is no mass deportation rhetoric that abounds in Maine, in Minnesota.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. No. In the Somalis, I mean, it's a huge. They've changed the complexion of the community, and but it is, Minneapolis has the largest Somali population outside of Somalia now, and it's a result of our country being a welcoming place, and many of them are contributing very fruitfully to society.
I think Portland, Maine is the second. I don't know why they send these people from hot countries to Minnesota and Maine, but they do. It's really, there's one story in W's book about a refugee from Vietnam, a Da Nang orphan, who gets adopted by an American sergeant who takes her to the shores of Lake Superior, a few miles south of Lake Superior. I think to myself, that poor girl. I mean, geez, my goodness. Go from Da Nang jungle to Lake Superior, Michigan. Hello, America. So, Hohmann, I want to talk to you about the debt limit. It's the annual passion play. The Republicans came out yesterday and said, okay, and what I don't like in the media is they're treating this as though it's the ordinary debt limit. It's not. We've spent $6 trillion in response to the virus, just like we spent trillions of dollars in response to 2008. This is not a normal year. We've spent more money than we've ever spent in the history of the Republic. They need to do something, don't